Hi, I'm Danny Ecker with the Chicago Business Today Midday Report. The final meeting of the 97th Illinois House on Tuesday adjourned without a vote on a last-minute pension reform plan pushed by Governor Quinn, meaning nothing will happen regarding the state's $97 billion unfunded pension liability until well after new lawmakers are sworn in today. The question remains as to how much further one of the state's most pressing issues will be kicked down the line. And here with more on the latest from Springfield is our Greg Hines. Greg, can you talk about this sort of Hail Mary pass that the governor tried to throw yesterday, and why didn't it work out?
The governor proposed essentially taking much of the decision-making power out of the hands of lawmakers, giving it to a commission which would come up with binding recommendations that would become law unless a majority of those elected in both the House and the Senate voted no. That's kind of how the federal base closing commission, military-based closing commission works. The idea is if there's a tough question for politicians, give them an easy way out. It didn't work because he sprung the idea a little too late, and politicians are never eager to give up power.
You know, it seems like, now that that hasn't passed, now you kind of pass this problem over to the new legislature. It seems like, between the Elaine Neckritz bill, which was supposedly bipartisan, and between this sort of last-ditch effort by the governor, are there ideas that are being shot down, or they're just sort of declining to vote on them?
A little bit of everything. This is a classic cluster, fill in the blank yourself here, kind of a witch's stew of politics and differing agendas and clashing ideologies. The votes just aren't there for any plan, at least a majority of the votes, for a whole variety of reasons.
And the Senate President John Cullerton spoke a little bit yesterday. What did he have to say as far as his confidence in actually getting some compromise, finding some middle ground?
He says he's got a plan. The problem with his plan is that it's small and it exacts a separate cost on the state. But he said, hey, you want to pass the Neckritz bill? Pass mine too. He argues that doing anything that would hurt anybody who's on the payroll now is unconstitutional. If that's indeed the case, we're going to have a lot of pain. We taxpayers are going to be paying a ton forever.
And this is also kind of thing where you talk about down the road, why does this matter? Well, it's a bond rating thing. That could be the next step here, right?
Bond rating really doesn't resonate with a lot of voters. How about higher taxes? The inability to finance things the state wants to do, the inability to pay for schools and transportation and capital improvements. That's the real cost, but those things don't all come on one day like a fiscal cliff. They're kind of dragged out, so the pain isn't quite evident, but trust me, it's there.
The work is cut out for the new legislature. All right, Greg, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.